Pedro Azevedo, and today for my What I've Learned presentation for English 105, I'm going to talk about communication skills. So for this presentation, we were supposed to choose one of the course objectives on the syllabus, and I decided to choose communication skills, which is defined on syllabus as demonstrate effective research skills, finding, analyzing, and organizing material into an extended paper where they clearly articulate their resulting conclusions. So I decided to choose communication skills because, as you can see, English is not my native language. So for me, it's a big thing to be talking to you guys, to be presenting to you guys in English, which is my second language. So that's why I encourage international students to be taking English 105, which is gonna help them a lot improve their English skills in general. Writing, reading, talking in English, so all those things for a presentation would be really helpful for them. So as I mentioned before, English is not my native language. Portuguese is my first language, so there are quite a difference between them. A lot of words, honestly, is pretty similar to Spanish, so you guys have like a better understanding of Portuguese. So yeah, and communicating more efficiently. That was one of my big goals whenever I was trying to learn English, not just when I was taking 105, but mainly when I started taking the course. I took it seriously that I could potentially make it improve a lot more whenever I was taking the class and learning a lot with Professor Lafayette. And honestly, whenever I was a kid, I was never a big fan of presentations. I would always get super nervous before the presentation. I was always the kid who would stand behind the posters just holding it while everybody was talking about the specific topic. And English actually was something that helped me to stop being shy about talking in front of people, because whenever you're trying to learn something new, new language for example, you're gonna have you gotta have guts to talk in front of people, be not thinking about they're gonna judge you or about your mistakes or everything. So you gotta just go with the flow and try your best, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I still get a bit nervous before presentations, but I bet I'm a lot better up to now. And one of the topics we were supposed to relate in this presentation, it was faith. Um, Relating to the topic you decided to talk about, and in my case, it was communication skills. So English skills in general, oral, the one I'm focusing, made me open my eyes because whenever I came to US, I could talk to a lot of different people with different cultures. So for sure, it opened my eyes with all the experience, all the knowledge I could gather from these different people. Also with different religions, relating more to faith, and I could also go to different churches, which it was a wonderful experience during the Theo 110. So I could gather a lot of information about those churches that in Brazil were not, we can really see those different types of religions. At least in my city, I can talk about my city, which has the majority of people being either Catholics or evangelics. So we don't have this huge amount of different religions to discuss, to see the point of view, their perspective. So that was for sure a big point whenever I came to US and I could talk to them and see their side of view, you know. And the other topic was how can I relate communication skills to my future career. So for me, right now I'm studying engineering. So I want to become a engineer one day, probably a mechanical engineer. And there are like a lot of ways um, you can connect the communication skills with the engineering area that I want to work with. So a few examples would be like in meetings, whenever you would need to talk to with your boss or coworkers, and whenever you need to understand the task. So for example, right now I'm doing my internship at Intertech, a company in Greenville. So if I didn't have my English skills in general, if I couldn't talk to my boss, if I couldn't read whatever the task is asking me to, I wouldn't be able to work at all. So for sure, like the English skills, whenever I'm like doing a report for my boss or something, a big document that I'm gonna have to type everything I need, all the informations about, for example, the laboratory we did, all the information is gonna be gathered, and I'm gonna have to type it down with proper English. So my boss is gonna be able to understand it, every single information I'm trying to give it to him. So for sure, I'm gonna be able to connect my communication skills to my future career. And thank you for the presentation. Thank you for your time. This is my presentation. Thank you.